Okay, and of course in a bit we'll get our technical analysts as well to talk about the last hour trade. But before all of that, Aditya Narain is joining us, Head of Research at Edelweiss Institutional Equities. Aditya, good afternoon. Thanks much for joining us. Things have changed in last 1 week, haven't they? What have you made of this move?
Yep. Thanks for having me on the show. Yes, I think, the mood has obviously reversed. But I think what you've got to remember is that, running into the last couple of weeks, the mood was rather buoyant also. So I think there is some level of leveling out as it's happening. I don't think you should see this drop in isolation. If you were to take a slightly more extended time frame, then it isn't that out of the ordinary. So I think you've got to look at it from a slightly longer prism and just see the market really being down about 10% from its highs of February, quite honestly.
Aditya, afternoon. So I mean, I know we're all looking for triggers on the price action now. Is it because the dollar's almost one-way decline seems to be over? Is it because of some of the concerns around the US election, as Anuj mentioned, or is it because of, it's clear that this vaccine business, we're not getting a clear solution anytime immediately. And what is the trigger, and do you think it will get deeper?
So I think, it's probably a combination of all of these factors. It's not one in isolation that is leading the other, right? And to some extent, each is, having an influence on the other. Again, I think it's just that, if you were to really look at it from a last 6 months perspective, there was this initial fear that economies will choke. Then you had a recovery which people were very buoyed about. And now you're getting to a level which suggests that basically, okay, the economy is running in the way it used to. It's just that the level is much lower. So I think, I think again, as I just said, I think we end up looking at it in a very narrow window, which tends to make it much more dramatic. If you were to look out over the next couple of months, I think a lot of the stuff that you mentioned is actually very much on, which is, the US elections, where does the dollar stabilize? And equally importantly, from an India perspective, I think it's actually even more relevant because you have Diwali coming up, which I think is really going to be the first real dipstick of demand, right?
Okay.
And I think in many senses, that's what you've got to look out for. One of the reasons why the market's generally been healthy up until very recently has been the expectation of corporates, of businesses, of the advertising community that stuff is looking actually much better, that they are filling inventory into the system. So I think maybe a couple of weeks down the line is when you'll get a real dipstick of how demand is actually shaping up.
No, that point is taken, Aditya, but honestly, do you think that would matter if we have this kind of a global risk off?
I think what it provides you is a backdrop,
okay,
right? You can have risk off with an economy that is doing as per expectations or better than expectations, or you could have a risk off with an economy that's not doing well, right? Or much lower than what you had started building into your numbers or in terms of expectations. I think that's where the difference will be. It's quite clear that the markets over the last 6 months and at least for the next 6 months will be driven very heavily by global macro.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just that, and those are typically hard to call. You'll end up typically following them rather than being necessarily able to lead those moves. But I think the backdrop is actually also very, very important, which is what has happened to the economy, what is the level it has come back to, and have there been any structural shifts or cyclical shifts that have happened along the line. Okay. And I think in that context, I think it is important to look at it from that perspective too. Right? You can have a great Diwali, but you can have a lousy market if global is weak. That is a real possibility. But it's some of these markets you've got to sometimes look at it from a kind of ceteris paribus perspective. Also, what's happening to the economy, ceteris paribus, i.e., the global macro you keep out of the framework.
Yeah, the only problem is in life, ceteris paribus never works. Aditya.
No, so we got to go back to some form of our economic books.
Yeah, like my economics professor used to say, economics is 50% common sense, 50% nonsense. We all know that this would happen, but we all know that none of this actually happens.
Now, so you won't catch me saying that.
Yeah, no, we are all students of economics, of course. Aditya, just a word. What's going wrong with Bharti? that's the stock that everyone's talking about.
Yeah, so I think basically, what has happened with the stock is really, or with the sector to some extent, is the fact that after being in the dumps for a long time, where there was a lot of question marks in terms of the structure of the sector and how it would play out, I think the dialogue entirely shifted to the fact that what will be the pace of ARPU increases, right? And a couple of these price action points that have happened in the system suggest that it might not be as linear and as upwards as the market was actually anticipating. And I think that is where you've had some of this dissonance that has come through, which is the presumption of the increase in ARPUs over a period of time and at a reasonably rapid pace. That has been questioned a little bit by the market at this point in time. It doesn't stand to reason that hypothesis has got dislocated, but that has been the presumption which is being looked at by the market all over again.
Aditya, my final question to you, I'm going back to the point you made, and it's so apt, right? Because Diwali is a litmus test. We really get to know if there is a demand recovery, and more importantly, whether it's durable and sustainable. What's your sense? And which are the sectors where you think we'll get that durable recovery? So in the sense, themes to play for the second half and beyond.
Yeah. So I think, this hops back to what we've been saying, that I think one of the things there's been a lot of focus on the level of demand, but what you've actually got to see is the shape of demand, i.e. which pockets actually get it, which are the consuming pockets that come through, and where does it effectively get hit, right? So I think the contours of that demand will be almost as important, particularly if you want to play stocks and sectors, as will be the actual level of demand. So I think that's one bit. I think to your specific question in terms of segments that will do well, I think it's spaces like the consumer durable spaces which will probably continue to do well, because that is where I think you've also seen a structural demand shift in terms of the need for a lot of those products. So I think that's where I would tend to be confident that the uptick that you've seen, that should tend to sustain a reasonable amount. I think the more discretionary and the higher ticket items like cars and things like that, I think that you need to be a little bit more watchful of. And stuff like clothing and stuff like that, which is not so pronounced as far as the stocks that back them is concerned, I think that might also tend to be a little softer. So I think that's the way I am tending to see it play out. But as I said, I think the shape of demand is going to be actually as important or more important than the actual level of demand.
Got it, Aditya. Thanks a lot for joining us. It's always good to interact with you. That's the word from Edelweiss. But you know what? We have a market which is trading for one more hour in what has been a treacherous series.